People who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. This is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless.
Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on.
What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password? Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot.
Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
Every time I open one of these bottles, I hear trumpets and big band music. The Creole seasoning is a sodium-free and sugar-free blend that's versatile enough to put on anything. One of the first blends I developed more than 8 years ago, the Creole seasoning has an unmistakable aroma, a bold flavor, and a little heat for character.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Happy New Year and welcome to 2022. Look at that. Hey, I think I need to be a poet. You know what? Maybe that's what DVP gonna stand for, the verbal poet. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all like that little quick little 5-6 bar thing I did? Happy New Year, y'all. Today is the 12th, second whole week of the year. Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I'm your host, DVP. Welcome to Random Thoughts in my JBN, where we are unapologetically Black and we willing to have uncomfortable conversations on the regular, anytime we feel like it. It's 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's on the way y'all at. But when y'all pop in, say hello, tell me where you're from, what you're doing, how the new year treating you. I started a new job, so I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do the show. I may give y'all some options whether y'all want me to try to stick to the 6 to 8 or see if we can send Roy some brownies and cupcakes and see if I need to move to 7 to 9 or something like that. We'll see what's going on. Right now, they don't like it'll be a big problem. It's kind of chilly, but hey, it's been a great year. What I want to do is start off with just some basic stuff. I'm glad to see everybody trying to do a little bit better. We're still arguing about nonsense, but hey, that's what we do. Some people like drama. I ain't knocking them. Whatever you got to do, as long as you ain't hurting other people to get by, do what you got to do. It ain't got to work for me, like my standards ain't got to work for you. But check this out. Y'all know COVID's still out there, right? And I ain't gonna dwell on this no long time, because it ain't worth dwelling on a long time. Stop trying to bamboozle people into believing what you believe. Get the shot or don't. Wear a mask or don't. But don't lie and don't try to shame people who have a different way of thinking. Stay in your lane. And as we love to say, stay with like-minded people. Those that don't want to wear a mask, stay together. Those that do want to wear a mask, stay together. Those that want to get vaccinated, stay together. Those that want to get booster shots, stay together. It ain't like people need your permission to lead their life, kind of like you don't need theirs. So let's stop shaming people who do or don't want to do what we do. Live your best life. Let everybody make their own decision. And only my biggest issue are with people who lie and the shame of it all. Like I said, I got friends on both sides of the fence. They still friends. I choose how I want to interact with them because that's my choice. But they know where my choices go. Don't change the friendship. It just changed some of our interactions. You don't know what everybody's lifestyle is. And, crazy enough, I'm seeing a lot of people say things that, with a little research, it's not always true. Sometimes it's to be popular. Sometimes it's so they won't be shamed. And that's okay, but it's not okay. Because people should be able to live their life in peace without being judged by people who ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But stay on the wanting to judge or wanting to blame game. That's insanity. Why do they need to live to make you happy? Why do they need to do things that will make you feel better about who you are? We got to stop that. Shaming of any kind, whether it's the vaccine, whether it's body shaming, whether it's hair shaming, whether it's race shaming, all the shaming, it just needs to stop, period. I mean, what's the purpose of it? Because you so insecure, you feel the need to, what? Show other people up. So you need a bunch of followers. You feeling so bad about yourself, the only way you're gonna feel good is to try to bring other people down. I'm kind of just not understanding why we feel the need to speak so evilly to other people. I just don't get the purpose of it. Why? So if you don't have a reason, legitimate, which you don't, stop. Stop. There's no need to be rude or dismissive just because you can. It's probably the worst reason of them all. Just because you can. Don't nobody owe you that. You don't owe it to nobody to be rude just because you can. So again, start with the madness. All right. I'm gonna do a big show about this whole Bella the sexist thing. because I don't understand why we feel the need to keep having this women wrong, men wrong, women wrong, men wrong, women wrong. I mean, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And everybody wants somebody else to be wrong so bad. What's up, Chanel, She-Rock? Everybody wants somebody else to be wrong so bad that all we do is blame as opposed to looking for solutions on how to make this whole system work for most of us. You know, we love to talk about accountability and responsibility. That part of the show ain't gonna change. It's still gonna be at the forefront. Sometimes we make bad decisions. And before you say that somebody tricked you or whatever, stick to the script. If you let them trick you, you know what that means? I mean, you let them make you make a bad decision. You still got to accept your responsibility in how you was so caught up in whatever they were selling that you bought that ice cream. It ain't their fault you bought it. People do what they do. You got choices to make. Buy the ice cream or not. If you don't want it, don't buy it. If you do want it, buy it and accept the fact that you bought it and keep moving. But don't sit back and try to say how something is somebody else's fault when it ain't. That's one of them things that we got to stop going into 2022. All right, we're here already. It's coming. It's here. So let's get past that. What's going on, Lyle? What's going on, DeMario? What's happening with you? King of Royalty? One of the things I want to talk about, and I'm glad Lyle showed up. You know, last week we talked about this village that everybody harp on, but everybody's scared to use because we're so jealous and insecure. Lyle, did you ever reach out to my nephew? I see he opened up his shop. I got to go by there. I guess I'll let him give me a little rub down or something. I ain't got no hair for him to cut. What up, Vicky? I saw your husband the other day. Did he tell you I threatened him? But we got to get to this village and stop being scared of the village. Whether you got kids or not, we better off as a collective. You know, I don't know if y'all seen the thing with the chessboard, because, you know, everybody loves to say, oh, they was playing chess while we was playing checkers and whatever. And it's got a bunch of black men on their knees, and the thing says, all we got to do is stand up. If we stand together, if we come together as a collective, hey, what's going on, Camille Hardy? If we start doing things together and realizing that while we're doing things together, we do not always have to agree. We just have to know what the end goal is. And again, Lyle is a perfect example of this. You know, Lyle been a co-host on the show with me. There are lots of things that me and Lyle didn't see eye to eye on, but we had a common goal to see the other one get ahead. Where you watching from, Camille? Even on your own page, I want you to come to Random Thoughts with DVP. What's up, Mo? Come to Random Thoughts. And this is what we try to get there. We need to boost each other up, help each other out without degrading each other simply because we don't agree on something, everything, anything. You know, sometimes your thought processes are wrong. That's why you want to blame people for bad mistakes you made. Oh, somebody tricked me. Somebody did this. Well, see, I had no problem putting people I know who want to get into hair and makeup with them. I ain't had no problem putting them on the Lyle because Lyle is part of the village. And that's just how it goes. So why would I sit back and not use that part of the village that I got access to? Or why would I keep it to myself? And that's what makes no sense. And even as a co-host on the show, there were things that we didn't see eye to eye on. It didn't make us mortal enemies. It didn't make us want to shame each other. And this is the crazy thing that it seems like we love to do. If we don't agree with somebody, shaming is the next best option. And that's what's got to stop. That's what's got to stop. I mean, we start off the year with a bang. Folk just dropping. And guess what? They didn't drop from COVID, but that's a whole nother subject. And I told y'all the first show and the end of last year, hey man, be a little bit more free giving with your hugs. Especially, hey, what's going on, Zena? How you been? Especially if you're a good spirit sometimes people need to embrace that good spirit, not because they put out negative energy, but because they just ain't receiving no positive energy. So you giving somebody a hug might be what it takes to get them over the hump. And this is how you build relationships and how you build that village. It ain't gotta be family. It ain't gotta be all these things, all these yes people that we want to have in our life. You want to have people who bring something different. So you can reach out and you got these resources. And if you got kids, you doubly need to do it. Stop worrying about whether or not these kids, your kids are gonna form a super duper attachment and treat them like family, and it's making you nervous. Stop worrying about if your kids, for those of y'all who got joint custody or whatever, stop worrying about if your kid gonna like another man enough to want to call another man dad or another woman mommy. Let your kids make their choices and be happy that the village is expanding and your child is comfortable enough to want that from somebody and feel that love from somebody that they put them in that same category. I'm 56. I've got 2-3 play moms. My mama don't feel no threat by none of them. But these women have looked after me and they treat me like a son. I treat them like a mother. But my mom ain't never panicked. My mom ain't never jumped on me like, why you calling them women mama? Why you doing this? These women have done things for me. Some of them have met my mother. And ain't no big deal. Oh my God, they're strong. Whew. I might get tipsy before the show goes. If y'all like my show page, y'all need to come on to a show page, Random Thoughts with DVP. That's what we're doing things. See, that's how you can support a brother for free. All you gotta do is come to Random Thoughts with DVP, join the live show. Facebook gonna give me credit for y'all watching or liking and following the page and suggesting to your friends. See, that's all I require for your support. You know, my show is 2 hours. I like when y'all can spend time with me, but if you can't spend the whole time with me, that's fine. Just come on in. Like I said, go to Random Thoughts with DVP. Hit the follow, hit the like button, whichever one it is. Come on and join. We got a lot of good stuff. I got some inspirational stuff. We got some funny stuff. We got some of everything. But back to this village, you can't be so afraid of it that you don't use it for what it's worth. And you know, use may not be a good word, but it is the appropriate word. Use your village for what it's worth. You get something, they get something. The village becomes stronger. My partner Randolph is on here. A good example. You know, when people need something, you should be able to reach out and ask somebody for a hand, and it don't come back as a you owe me thing. Now, we can all make each other a little bit better. And it don't always have to come with, well, what you gonna do for me? I mean, come on. We gotta get past that. When the village gets stronger, we all become stronger. And it ain't gonna be 50-50. It ain't gonna be none of that. So stop thinking everything gotta be eye for an eye. We ain't have to kill each other. We have to make each other better. So let's adopt that concept a little bit more. Help a friend out. Be there for a friend when they need something. What you hiring about Antoinette House? But don't come on the show and have to stand in the corner. But this is what we gotta do better about. And as we get into not just relationships of an intimate nature, but relationships of a people nature. Stop with the blame game, whether it's friendly, like me and Lyle and Randolph. If something go wrong, I can't sit back and blame them, because guess who was the ultimate decision bearer? And if something go right, I should share that. You know, we love to accept credit for everything that go right, but when it go wrong, it's somebody else's fault, or it's the devil at work. And if you believe that, that's fine, but we're not even gonna go there yet. But let's build better relationships, friendships, whatever it is you're doing with random people, so that you can get better at what you're doing. What's up, Jimmy? Can't know your personnel. Why there's a bunch of Panthers up in the house today? It's a bunch of Panthers up in here. I feel like having a reunion. And that's what's up. But that village that we love to keep talking about, we keep tearing it down brick by brick, brick by brick. You know, I was listening to one of my favorite pieces, and I don't know if Roy got it. I'm gonna say this, so maybe he can find it. It's a piece by one of my favorite artists called Snitching. And, you know, he talked about how we giving the block back one brick at a time. And he's speaking figuratively of crack cocaine, because we won't tell on nobody. So we'll let somebody come in our neighborhood and tear our neighborhood down because we ain't gonna snitch, but we'll let them destroy everything we got. You know how stupid that is? We'll let them destroy it so that they don't have to go to jail. We'll let them tear down what we're trying to build up. We'll blame it on everything except bad decision making. The village is broken because of, and I ain't gonna say none of them is wrong, racism, classism, socialism, but the village is also broken because of selfishness. When people start talking about can't nobody tell my kids nothing, which one of them does that fall under? When people start saying, you better not touch my kids, you better not talk to my kid, you better not do this, that a lot of this is personal. We're so competitive for the wrongest of reasons. We're so possessive for the wrongest of reasons. Even when we look at some relationship, when people only want you to be happy with them, not happy in general, who is it they really love? Is it you or is it them? Oh, you can be happy, but you can only be happy with me. Oh, I'm killing everybody. You either gonna have me or it ain't gonna be nobody. That ain't got nothing to do with none of them. And that's what we're doing. And we keep looking outside to blame somebody else. See, most of my audience is over 45. And as one of my friends told me when I was doing a podcast with him, fellas in general, back in the 80s, early 80s to mid 90s, it didn't require to join the military. It took less to join the military than it did to be a drug dealer. What were the benefits of being a drug dealer other than tearing your community down? Oh, they didn't have no choices. Yeah, they did, because the military didn't have a bunch of standards back then. They could have joined the military. They chose not to. They chose to prey on their own kind. That didn't have nothing to do with racism, classism, or socialism. That was a personal choice, and we don't hold them accountable for that. See, supposedly we know better, we do better. But the more we know, the more we figure out how to blame somebody else. We're hungry and emotionally distraught because of the position we were forced into. How are we forced in this position, Antoinette? See, and that's what we wholly disagree. We ain't forced into nothing. We choose to keep blaming somebody else so we don't have to work as hard. See, being accountable and responsible requires hard work. A lot of us don't want to do that hard work. We want stuff to be given to us. But how? Our parents were ignorant of a lot of things, so they couldn't pass nothing on us. And now when we got the chance to be smarter and better, we keep putting restrictions on something. They holding us down. Who holding us down? The internet is free for most people. Damn near everybody got a smartphone. You can find out tons of information. One of my friends was telling me his son learned HVAC on YouTube. When he took the test, got his license. See, that's that hunger that you can get, or you can let somebody keep telling you what you can't do. It ain't got nothing to do with white man, it ain't got nothing to do with the government. That's a choice that you make, not to want to struggle to get ahead. We hold each other down. We hold each other down. I spent 22 years at one job. I can say I had problems with white people, but my biggest problems came from Black people who didn't like me being smarter than me, better than me. Most of the opportunities that I got, the bulk of the opportunities I got came from white people who gave me a chance. And Black people were down talking me. Oh, you don't want him. Even when I tried this little modeling thing for a minute, and I didn't want to model, but I wanted to try something different. And I heard Black models saying, oh, he don't even want to be no model. Don't use him. He ain't going to do this. Everybody got something bad to say about me. See, what was that? That was that selfishness. A designer picked me and asked me to do some things. And who was my Who was it that was against me? It was somebody that looked just like me, somebody who was supposed to be supporting me, but all of a sudden, bam, oh no, don't pick D, don't pick him. Why not? Oh, cause of this, cause of that. Really, that's how we doing this now? That's really how we doing this? And that's what was going on. So yeah, that left a bitter taste in my mouth because it was us. It was somebody who looked like me, who was talking bad about me. Why? I ain't done nothing to them. I wasn't speaking bad on them. We have evolved. I ain't finna go there, Antoinette. Technology like this wasn't around when I was a kid. Technology like this wasn't around when Jimmy Kemp was a kid. We evolved because that's just who we are. And at some point, you stop making excuses for your evolution and realize some people just want it and some don't. That's a choice. With this whole, all these, you look at the bulk of these conspiracy theories, they come from us. They come from us to try to hold each other down. Oh, if you get the shot, you're a sheep. If you don't get the shot, you're stupid. That's us. White people ain't saying that to us. That's us saying that to us because we want people in our corner so we can all think alike. But we want people to respect our opinion, even though we ain't gonna respect theirs. That's insanity. See, I can respect your opinion, as different as it may be. What's up, Trav? I got a different opinion with a lot of people who A, come on the show, B, who are friends with me. But we discuss our difference of opinion, and you know what it's supposed to do? It's supposed to enlighten us and make us a little bit smarter and a little bit more knowledgeable because we can have a meaningful interchange of a meaningful exchange of information. Not just, oh, do this because I said so, or do this because I'm always right. And what was wrong with 65 other than our misperception of it? See, everybody keep wanting to think things were so great back then, and they were okay. But it was a misnomer. A lot of things aren't what they seem. If we go back to the 60s, and my favorite one is the bus boycott and Rosa Parks. I ain't got no beef with Rosa Parks, but why don't we talk about Claudette Colvin? You know why? Because we discriminated against her because she was a pregnant teenager, a single parent. When the white people, that was the NAACP that didn't want to use her because she didn't fit the description of what they wanted. See, this has been going on, but when we try to put this image of how great our grandparents in that era was, we miss some clear and obvious facts because we always want to paint a rosy picture of something, or we want to paint the worst case scenario. Oh, this is what they were doing. So, you know, like I said, and I ain't got no beef with Rosa Parks, but doesn't a pregnant woman get more sympathy than just a regular woman? Oh, she was a teenager, she was a single mother, we didn't want to talk about her. Why not? Why not? Even when we talk about the Black Panther Party, and that's one of my favorites. Why don't we talk about all the good things they did first and more often? Why don't we talk about the lunch programs that they started giving out free lunches to people? That should be the marching thing, not all the violence and the stuff they did. The Black Panthers did a lot of good stuff, But we don't talk about that as much as we like to talk about the violence that we believe they were doing, because we want a group of people who ain't gonna be scared of us to be scared of us. We want the trailer park people to be scared of us, because that's the only ones who are afraid. But if we build this village back up and let everybody have their role, it'll be a much better place. We'll have a much better hold on society. See, Roy runs by JBN. I ain't looking to bring Roy down. I ain't looking to start another network and compete with my JBN. Even though there's enough room for other Black networks. I mean, hell, I've been to other radio stations. I just came back here because I like this one the best. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them, even though a couple of them just, but that's not the point. Randolph is my boss. I train Randolph. I ain't looking to try to bring him down because, oh, I train him. Oh, I'm older than him. Oh, I shouldn't do this. Because that's insanity. He got to a place that's on the path of what he want to do. Why wouldn't I help him attain that if I got the skill and the time to help him out? I think we're gonna be able to call in next week. I wasn't sure I was gonna do the show today because I'm on a new work schedule. But you ain't never answered my last question when I inbox you, so you're still in timeout. But we can do better. We just got to give up the excuse making first. We got to start accepting reality. And even if there's a legitimate excuse, we got to get around it. Again, one of the greatest lessons I've learned is whenever there's a problem, don't bring me the problem, bring me a solution with the problem so we can start fixing it. It's easy to identify everything that's wrong in life. How do we get around what's wrong? How do we get around what's wrong? How do we get boys to start pulling their pants up? I can't tell them, because as long as women are willing to have sex with them, they're going to listen to that woman. What up, Mark? So ain't nothing another man can tell a boy about pulling his pants up, as long as women are okay with it. See, this is a fact of facts. Women run shit. If women want to see men wearing pink skirts, men would wear pink skirts. Ain't another man can't correct that in another man's behavior. If his life is going good, there's nothing another man can say that's gonna make another man change his mind. I'm gonna pick on Mark right quick because Mark is my guy. Mark is short. Ain't nothing Mark can do about that. I can sit back and make short jokes all day long, and Mark gonna me and Mark gonna go back and forth, but it's all in fun. Because Mark has had women. So there's nothing I can say that's gonna make Mark, oh, if you dress better, it'll make up for your shortness. If you did this, all this is just me trying to be evil if I start going to him for being short when he got women. So clearly, as much as women claim they want to do who 5'10", 5'11", Mark get women. So all these things that people want to sit back, oh, men should do this, men should tell men to stop doing this, men should tell women to stop. All that whole battle, as opposed to coming together and accepting that everybody's different and like different shit. I'm gonna have a couple people on the show gonna tell you about relationships, and I battle with them because they try to, not their own, but they go for a standard relationship. Men are hunters. All men are not hunters. I'm not even finna sit here and say I believe that most men are hunters. Most men are lions on weed. They creep, what's a good word? What's a good word? They look up on stuff. They ain't going out hunting and chasing all this other stuff. Too many of them are chasing dollars. They ain't got time. They know, factually speaking, money will get them some. So they concentrate on the money. And then women say, oh, why you don't make time for this? Why you don't make time for that? Well, because what they're making time for is what get them what they want. And what they want is that woman. Might not be you, might not be her, but it's getting them the goods. And that's what they want. So we keep making up all these excuses. Our women don't want to be coddled. Our women don't want to be housewives. What we keep saying is there are women, whether you go for this alpha, beta, sigma, zeta, whatever BS titles we want to give them, who don't respond to the norms that other people have. There's a group, shitloads of entrepreneurial women. They bosses. They are bosses. Yeah, a woman don't want to have to be a boss in the boardroom and the bedroom. Guess what? Lots of guys don't want to do that either. Sometimes they just want to be able to relax and let their hair down too. Sometimes they want to hear stuff. They want to be told what to do or given more Somebody else will take leadership for them sometimes. Don't nobody want to be that same person 24 hours a day. Don't nobody want to be barking out orders and being in charge all day, every day. It gets old. But we sit back and we have these battles saying what everybody else should do when you should just pick what you like and find somebody who fits the mold of what you like. I have dated women who were, as Antoinette said, reserved and docile. It didn't work for me. I like a woman who got some comeback, who got some snap, who got some jazzy, who got some jazz about her mouth. I like that because I can come off as aggressive. And if you're gonna keep cowering every time I say something, it's not gonna work for me. There are women who like it, there are women who don't. There are women who like beards, there are women who don't. When we're looking at this whole process, I can't keep saying what a woman should do or what women like. Antoinette can't say what men should do or what men, or what women like. Antoinette can speak for Antoinette. DVP can speak for DVP. There's some women who think I'm really good looking at other women who could care less about how I look. So who can be the expert on saying whether or not I'm a good catch or not? The only women I'm a good catch to are women who are looking for what I bring to the table. There is no set standard for, oh, all women want this. I ain't found nothing that all women want. Nothing. There is nothing that all men want. I see all these crazy posts. Oh, as long as it's craziness, a blowjob a day gonna make him stay. There's some men who don't like blowjobs. There's some women who love toe sucking. There are women who hate it. There's nothing that everybody likes. You can say what you like, build up on that, find somebody who does what you like, and then speak for you. Me and Roy, we used to always do the Jedi and the Sith Knight thing. We were different, but alike in so many ways. But there's some things that we agreed on. There's some things that we don't. You know why? Two different people. And that's okay. I can't tell him he's wrong for what he's doing. I can tell him it was wrong for what I was doing. I wouldn't do it that way. I can't tell, oh, Roy, you should try this. Roy ain't me. So even if Roy tries something that I told him to try, he can't do it like I do it because he ain't me. So it wouldn't have the same effect because at the end of the day, unless you got an earpiece in, the only somebody you can really be is you. Other than that, who else you gonna be? You're sitting there, you trying to figure this out, but you don't know it. So you got to do what you do. But too many times we want to attack everybody. And that goes back for everything, be it religion, be it the vaccine, be it TV, be it music, be it drinking, smoking, whatever. We try to regulate people to be what we want them to be when everybody ain't meant for us. Some relationships that we have, waste of time. It's only a waste of time because that's what you did. When you're in a relationship that don't work out, and Lord knows most of us have been in many, you should have learned something about yourself. If you didn't learn something about yourself, that's because you spent time lying to yourself and blaming the other person. If you spend a significant amount of time with somebody who wasted your time, what did you miss? Because you were so caught up into their looks, their words, their whatever it was you was caught up in. What did you do wrong? How did you miss all these clues? Because remember now, all of us claim we from the streets and we know game, we see it. So if we know game, can't nobody run game on us. But it's got to be game if we keep blaming them for fooling us. How you fool me if I know what I'm looking at? Damn, you got me. No, I got myself. And I ain't gonna never fix that problem until I accept responsibility for it. So when we doing this and we keep saying what everybody wants because it makes us feel better. What's up, Gigi Marie? How you doing? Where you watching from? We can't keep doing this, and we got to give up this whole battle of the sexes. And we got to realize that some people just aren't our Mr. or Mrs. Right. Best case scenario, they may be our Mr. or Mrs. Right now, but they ain't wasting our time. We got to learn a lesson. And whoever that was that caught our attention is there not to teach us a lesson, but for us to learn a lesson. The quicker we learn that lesson, the better we can become sooner, as opposed to constantly blaming other people. Let's be accountable and responsible. You know, guys say, oh, this woman did this. She didn't have no job, yada, yada, yada. So now she stayed home and cooked and cleaned and did all this crazy. Now what's she gonna do? Dude, when you met her, she was like that. So how was that her fault? Well, that was my youth. It was still your decision. So how is any of that her fault for being who she is? But you want to blame somebody. You have stood looking down. You have to keep from drowning this wholesome stuff. But that society ain't wholesome. We all know that. But everybody want to be. You know, everybody want to claim the person that they with is their best friend and their soulmate after 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever. Let them put the time in. Most of us didn't get a best friend in 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. How you find a soulmate so quick? Your best friend had to put their time in and go through some shit with you. How we finding these soulmates so quick? And then when they turn out to be a soulmate, we blame the soulmate, not the person that gave them the title. You know, I had a girl tell me one time on the second date, third date, I don't remember. She said, you know what I really want from you? And I was like, what you want from me? She said, I want you to be my last first kiss. And I'm thinking, what the hell? We ain't even there. I ain't even, you know, how did we get there? We ain't never had no serious conversation about commitment, about monogamy, about exclusivity, about dating. We only talk about sex. But you want me to be your last first kiss. And she's like, you probably don't even get what that means, dude. Yeah, I'm a bright dude. But, you know, it's a cute sentiment. But I ain't say nothing because I want to be politically correct. But in my mind, I knew she was not going to be my last first kiss. It wasn't even an option. That's why we didn't do certain things. Because I didn't want to lead her astray. I was confused by how she got there. What did I do to make you think that this might be that type of relationship? As we ignore the obvious for whatever personal selfish satisfaction we're trying to get, we blame others. We blame others. We missed the clue. We were so enthralled. We were so in love. We were so whatever, you know. I fussed at Roy one time because he missed the clue. He did this. Hey, you can be a good person. You can be a great person. But if you're a great person to the wrong person, it's always the energy. I've had great people. I've had great people in my life. Bad timing. They were not great for me. Didn't stop them from being great people. Instant chemistry is awesome. But what's the chemistry come from, Antoinette? You can either get along with somebody just like that, or you can want to jump their bones just like that. Just like that. My man Rick showed, look at that. Rick got married in 3 months. They've been together 30 years. What he saying, all caps, we lucky. Take your time. Because I ain't going to say love at first sight don't happen. And, you know, I'm going to get him on the show one day and we're going to talk about this process and how they got married so quick. Because, you know, we use time and time ain't relative. Time is just a numerical, that's why numbers lie. Time is just a number that we try to base with. But in Rick 3 months that he was dating T, how often were they seeing each other? See, some people can date for 3 months and spend damn near every day together. Other people can date 3 months and have spent 2 weekends together, or 2 days together, or 2 hours together. Every 3 ain't the same. So these are the things we got to get into and find out. And then, as my man said, they were lucky. He would leave. Oh, don't tell the whole story now, Rick. I'm gonna get you on the show. One day you're gonna find time to go sit in the studio and we're gonna chop it up and let people know how this system works. But you know, with that, and you know, and I tell the story. Hell, I met Trina on Facebook. I would not advise people to meet people on Facebook. I was only seeing Trina once a month. She lived in New York. I wouldn't advise that type of relationship. It ain't for everybody. But there are some people who can do distance. There's some people who can do these things. Rick was gone for a year. But, you know, he knew his thing. And you know, that's one of them things that you got to do. But, and like, so I'm going to get him on the show. We're going to talk. But how can you have a soulmate, this life partner, when y'all can't have uncomfortable conversations? Because I guarantee you, just my little basic knowledge of Rick and T, they can have uncomfortable conversations. And uncomfortable conversations are when you can talk freely about money, when you can talk freely about sex, when you can talk freely about your past, your indiscretions. And don't nobody judge you from your past. They accept your past for making you who you are now. See, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to know about your past. How can you want to be with me if you don't want to know about my past? You don't know how I got to this point. This ain't like a cake. I don't need to know everything you put on the cake. I just want the end result. But we're talking about a relationship with somebody that you're saying that you want to spend a lifetime with. I envy Rick. Rick been married 30 years. 30 years. That's some awesome shit. And when I talk shit, it's strictly because I'm jealous, because I want that. I want that 30 year. I want that 30 year with having, you know, having a wife for 30 whole years. Through the good and the bad. Through, and see, cause what's up, Ricky Atwater? Man, boy, we're going way back to my elementary school. But when you got somebody, and Rick, I'm gonna get Rick on her, because the couples who I know that don't mind speaking openly and honest, and we don't have to get into major detail, but Rick, there's two other couples, they can tell you they came to a point when they should have broke up, but they chose not to. They might have had 2 or 3 of them points where they should have broke up, but they chose not to. But it would have been easy to walk away, easy, because they were at that point. But one of them, and here's a lie, one of them chose not to. And it wasn't one of them. It was 2 of them chose not to. 2 of them chose to, instead of fighting to leave, they fought to stay. And that's what we got to do more of. We got to fight to stay. See, if we put forth the same energy to get to know people and fighting and I don't want to say this in a violent way because I don't want it to sound right. But sometimes you gotta fight to be there. You gotta knock that wall down so you can get in. Knock the wall down, not the person, people. Knock the wall down. Because that's what we gotta do. And Rick said they were 3 different people in the 30 years. And that's one of the things that I try to get people to understand, especially in this day and age, when people grow. And Rick is a great example. He just said he was 3 different people in 30 years. People don't grow at the same rate. There are times you can outgrow one another. So when one person outgrows the other one, is the person who did outgrowing patient enough to wait to bring their partner up? Is their partner motivated enough to want to raise up too, or do they want to stay here? See, that's one of them things that when you get to know each other, you get into. And that's why I want to do a show with some couples that I personally know, so they can tell you not about what they went through, but how they got through. Those struggles is legit. You know, me and Trina ain't been together that long, but there have been times where we both could have walked away, remained friends, but let this relationship go. And both of us would have been okay with it, and we would have still been cool. We would have still been cool. But we chose to fight to stay. That's what's missing from today's society. Rephrase that, all these dudes looking for $40 chicks. All these chicks want to be, notice I'm saying dudes and chicks. All these chicks in it for the money, and they want to be $40 chicks, trying to get $40 here, $40 there, and they ain't doing shit with it. See, we got to let them two stay together. These dudes and chicks deserve each other. See, there was a time, what's going on, Holly? There was a time when I was A maintenance man, I was not looking for anything substantial. I ran across women who were looking for something substantial. Great women, bad timing. They were not the one for me. I had to let them go. Oh, they wanted to stay. But remember when I said it takes two people to fight for this? It takes two. Only one was going to fight for this relationship, and that was them. I wasn't going to fight because I know what they didn't do for me. Don't take away from the fact that they were great girls. They were just somebody else's Mrs. Right, not mine. They were my Miss Right now, where I was. And I was honest enough to tell them that, and we still remain friends. And that's where the difference lies. You got to know where you are. Everybody got to learn their lesson. Some people come for a reason. Some people come for a season. Everybody come for a reason. Everybody, good, bad, or indifferent, they come for a reason. It's up for you to maximize the benefits of that reason. Even if it's bad at the end for you, you learn something. You become a better person because being with this person who wasn't for you at that time taught you something about yourself that made you a better person, that made you know a little bit more about yourself so that you could go into the next relation not making bad decisions and blaming other people. Holly, how long you been married? Holly been married probably 1,000 years. And I'm sure how Holly could tell me times that David done worked her nerves and man, she wanted to walk out on him or he wanted to walk out because she worked his nerve. But guess what? They fought through it, not each other. They fought through it and chose to stay together. 1 anniversary passed, 2 anniversaries passed, 3, 4, 5 anniversaries. Next thing you know, bam, you look back at them days and laugh. And you realize through all of it, everybody's changing because we don't stay the same. So I'm the same person I was back. If you're the same person, then you're the problem because that means you haven't grown. You can't be the same person. I hate when people say, oh, I'm the same person with everybody. That's insanity. I treat Trina one way. I don't treat everybody like I treat Trina. That is just not happening. I'm not finna say I'm the same with everybody. Am I fair with everybody? Hell, I'm not even finna tell that lie. I ain't fair with everybody. Some people just agitate the living shit out of me, but they don't get no fairness. They get a stern frame me. Holly get to see some of my fairness. I don't treat everybody the same. I'm not even finna sit here and lie and say I do. I tend to treat people how they show me they want to be treated. If you show me disrespect, I got tons of disrespect to give to you. I'm petty like that. But if you're cool and I can be cool, just as cool. But I ain't finna sit there and be overly nice to somebody who's disrespectful. I ain't built for that. But there are some people who are built for that. And hey, bless them. Hail Marys and all that. A lot of them got a little bit more frustrations, but then some of them don't because they just always got that good heart. They always got that good heart. Anybody who tell you I got a good heart don't know me that well. But again, that's where you gotta, when you find that one who can make you laugh, who can make you cry tears of happiness, tears of sadness, and tears of just missing them, and you also think about hitting them with a frying pan, I'm gonna say, man, when you got the J5, you might have your keeper. They can bring out all the different emotions with you. You know, I hear people say, oh yeah, I was with so-and-so, and we ain't never argued. Why y'all ain't together? Because you're right, they didn't care enough to argue or disagree with nothing you said. Whatever you said, they were just gonna go for, because they were just in it for a reason. But you missed that because you thought the blissfulness or their nonchalant attitude was their personality. When in truth, they just didn't care that much about the relationship. So if there was a disagreement, it's like, oh yeah, you're right, whatever. Just to keep it moving. But you missed that, didn't you? You thought they were easy going. They just didn't care. They just didn't care. How many of y'all got best friends and you don't win at it with your best friend? Because you care. Because you care. How many times you done had a best friend that you weren't talking to for 3-4 hours or whatever, but when that phone rang, you answered. in case they needed something. When you find out they wasn't hurt needing that, you hang up on them and go back to being mad at them. But even though you ain't speaking to them, you don't want nothing bad to happen to them. So I want us to look at all of this as we get better in 2022. Stop looking. If you're looking for a microwave relationship, let it be known. Get in one, get in two, get in 20. Find other people in the microwave relationships. Y'all heat each other asses up, then go your separate way. No harm, no foul. The problem comes when you find, and I'm gonna just use me, when I want to be a microwave guy and have my fun and sow my wild oats, whatever it is they say. I can't keep linking up with women who at first sight, they tell me they're looking for marriage, they're looking for this, they want a serious relationship, and I shoot game to them just to get what I want. They're gonna have an attitude. They're gonna say I lied to them. They're gonna say I did this, I did that. And I did. But whose fault is it? And I'm gonna stick to this. It's theirs for telling me and believing what they wanted to. Because at some point, what you hear got to match what you see. What you hear got to match what you see. What you see got to match what you hear. If you ain't seeing what they saying or hearing what they doing, then you got to walk away. Quit thinking they're going to change. Oh, he don't express himself well. Oh, he sometimes get tongue twisted. No, you just twisting his words for him to make them fit what you want to believe. You know, I've been in relationships where I heard women tell me things like, oh, I thought you cared about me. I thought you loved me. Why would you think I loved you? I ain't never said it. I ain't even never got close. Oh, could you act like it? What did I do to act like? You call and ask me if I'm hungry before you come over to see if I want something to eat. So feeding you is love? I'm courteous and conscientious. And if we exchanging body fluids, I don't mind feeding you. Ain't got nothing to do with love. Zero. I know women who that fed me that did not love me. They like to cook. I like to eat. Winter, chicken dinner, except not chicken in my case. So I'm just not getting all this. But again, at some point, you have to accept accountability and responsibility for the decisions that we make and not keep blaming somebody else. Whose BS was you believing in, Antoinette? No, not for believing it. It's your fault for not paying attention. And I think you got sense about community standards. It's your fault for not looking through it. See, just because somebody say something that you like, and this is where we fall a lot of times. Somebody say something that we like or want to hear, and all of a sudden we're enamored with them. And remember what I said, don't believe what you see till you hear it. Don't believe what you hear till you see it. See, when somebody's telling you this, and people always say, oh, I'm the greatest person you'll ever know. It's cute. But what make you say that? Oh, I'm this kind of friend. Who told you this? Oh, I know I'm a good friend. Based on what? Because you say you're a good friend. Oh, got it. See, I made a post. Let other people speak about how great you are, how friendly you are, how funny you are, whatever it is. You ain't got to keep saying it, trying to make other people believe it. But too many times, if it's what we want to hear, we buy into it. A woman says, oh, had a woman told me she would make me a great wife. It's just a simple question. What am I looking for in a wife? And she gave me a bunch of things that meant nothing to me. Nothing. So how you gonna be a great wife when you don't even know what I'm looking for in a wife? You know what you bring to the table. Holly know what she brings. Antoinette know what she brings. Zena know what she brings. But what you're bringing is something that I'm looking for. Because if I ain't looking for what your assets are, then you're not going to be that great a wife for me. You may need to find somebody who's looking for what you're bringing, whether it's Ricky, or Jimmy, or Latrell. You got to find somebody else who's looking for that. Because everybody ain't looking for what you're selling. All hamburgers are not made the same. Sometimes you want a Big Mac, sometimes you want a Whopper, sometimes you want a Sonic burger, sometimes you want Varsity. Those are 4 different types of burgers. And all of them have people who adore them more than others. All of them. Then went to sneak in there, steal some. And at some point, and we'll take the word "fault" out for you, Antoinette. You just got to be accountable and responsible for the decisions you make and not blame others for those decisions. Make yourself a better person by realizing this is where I got hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. Run amok, even, as my super favorite poet, Doc Cotton, would say. This is where this happened. Because I wanted so bad. I wanted so bad to believe. But what's the thing? And it's for women, but it's for everybody. You don't have to lie to a woman about a man she is into. She will lie to herself about him. It goes for men too. Oh, it definitely goes both ways. And I can't believe in communication. But the communication is so murky. That's where you got to take the time to learn each other's language. Forget love language. You got to learn each other's basic language. Me and Trina spoke 2 different languages when we first met. It was super confusing because I hear one way. I had to learn how she talks and learn the process what she was saying to how I speak. She was trying to make how I talk, how she talked. We kept having miscommunication. We knew that we had chemistry and we could talk, but we couldn't have serious conversation because we had a communication gap. So we had to start learning each other's language, not love language, spoken word. And then we progressed to a different level because we had to learn that. Too many people keep thinking English is English, and all English ain't the same. So once you know that this is an issue that you have because you're in need, it's kind of like being hungry and go grocery shopping. All the food looks good, but when you ain't hungry and you just go in there with a list and $40, you're a much better shopper because everything just not appealing to you. But you have to accept what your shortcomings are first, and it's easier, mucho easier. And then there you go. Because if communication is of major importance to you, and I stress honest communication, if that's important to you, then get it before you start moving deep into the process and graduating people and giving them titles, taking them from maintenance person to boyfriend, girlfriend, to significant other, to spouse, to love of your life, to soulmate, whatever these titles are you're giving them based on what? You're giving them based on how you feel. Not what you've seen and heard that match. Oh, but he said. Oh, but she said. Oh, he said he gonna be the greatest. He said he gonna always be there for me. Well, I ain't knocking that. But if you ain't had something in y'all little time frame and he was right there for you, it happens sometimes. And you know, my thing is, I've said it before. For me, strictly for me, if we ain't been through 2 or 3 hardships, I don't trust you. I need to know what happens when we hit a hurdle. When we hit a wall, where are you then? Are you with me? Are you by my side so we can get over this? Or have you just gone and just sat down and just, whatever. If he get over it, I'll be there with him. If he don't, I'm gone. If we ain't fighting together, then to me, it ain't worth it. Because when you got something, everybody with you. When you ain't got it, you'll find a whole different group of people. So yeah, I don't believe that you can have success if you ain't had those hurdles where y'all both could have walked away and chose not to. Y'all chose to fight each other to stay. To stay. Got your bags packed, got your everything ready to get the hell on, but you sit your bag down and have one last conversation. That one last conversation lead to your bag staying at the front door, but y'all end up back somewhere hugging. Y'all might have sex, it ain't that important, but y'all hugging it out. Y'all might be shedding tears together, but y'all both realizing that you don't want to be without each other. Y'all both apologizing. Because for a lot of them, both y'all wrong. But it ain't one apologized and the other one stood to blame, because then y'all ain't fighting to stay together. This is, I'm showing you I'm better than you, bow down. Won't work. And a lot of times this is what's happening. Because I guarantee you, and I would say in most successful relationship, Rick, help me out if there's any truth for this. There's a time when in the same argument, when one think they're wrong, but the other one think they're wrong too, and they both have to accept some accountability and responsibility. It makes it so much easier. Don't nobody want to be wrong and have somebody jumping on them and say, yeah, you was dead wrong. You should have did this, this. Hey, see, you trying to pile on and that's not how it goes. Oh, see, how to say in the first year, they both lost our jobs. See, it's a test. How do you get through that test? That's a hard test right there. Because everybody pretty much wants security. Men want security, women want security. It ain't got nothing to do with this financial, emotional, whatever. Everybody, I'm gonna say this is one thing that's probably true for most people. Everybody wants some form of security. Even if that security is knowing that your woman is gonna argue with you every night because you like drama. They like security in the consistency. But if we can't both be wrong at the same time, and then both tell each other how the other one went wrong, and that's part of that little process. And it make you look at them a little different. When, as Rick say, they dump that pride. You dump that pride and do what's right for the relationship. One of the things that I told Trina when we first got together and we were serious, I said, listen, I'm gonna be the chief decision maker, because that's just the way it works. But some decisions gonna work in your favor, some gonna work in my favor. But at the end of the day, every decision I make, every single one of them has to be about what's best for us. Not for you, not for me. What is best for us? You want a new refrigerator, I want a new washer. Well, is the food spoiled in the refrigerator? Nope, we just don't like the way it looks. Well, the washer broke. Guess what? We gotta get a washer. We got to get a washer. It's what's needed. See, you got to have somebody who can weigh those out and make the best decision for the team, not for the person. And that's a hard something for a lot of people to do, because if I'm always trying to make you happy, I'm making decisions to make you happy. If your happiness is causing those problems, to me, that's a problem. That's a problem. But like I said, that's why I'm gonna have some couples on here. Hala already said she's gonna come on, so she's been married 11 years and she knows a little bit about finance. Well, this is what I want to talk about, so we can see how couples truly get through it. And I can get people, especially, and it's crazy, the young people don't know what they are, but it's crazy how some older people don't get this. You've seen this, but you can't keep lying to yourself about what happened to our grandparents, our parents, our great-grandparents, how easy life. What up, Nick Nelson, the brandpreneur expert? I'm gonna get him on. Any of y'all who got a brand that y'all want to promote, Nick Nelson is the man. He got a plan going. I met him at a hair show. I'm watching the brother carefully. I want to be big enough to get me a brand one day. But that's what we gotta do. We got to sit there and be ready for that process. And
how am I just finding out you know rattlers? See, this is your problem, D. You don't holler at me about who you know, man.
Did I know who?
Nick's a rattler. Fam, you baby.
Oh, hey man, look at my friends list, bro. Hey man, I get around. Hey, unlike Tupac, I get around.
And I couldn't find your boy's song, so I was trying to find it.
Oh yeah, I figured you would. Yeah, but. Oh, well, see, have lied to me. We're going to do that one next week, though, by dichotomy. And I may have to resend it to you. Yeah, but yeah.
I got that one.
Okay, yeah. But I ain't gonna do that right now. But yeah, I know Nick from the hair show, and I see his brandpreneur stuff. So yeah, Nick out there doing big things. He wasn't doing all that when I met him. So, but he just popped up on my page. I think Nick gave me I want to say Nick gave me a bottle of tequila one time. I ain't sure. Back when he had me working too hard, he's probably taking advantage of me doing one of them hair shows. But you scared the shit out of me too. I heard a voice come in all of a sudden. I couldn't figure out what that was. But yeah, we gonna specifically hit on that. And now that I know Roy is with me, I thought he was out doing something business-wise, I thought he was working, but he ain't. But like I say, me and Roy have talked about things where we look at things totally different and some are totally the same. Ain't neither one of us wrong. We have to do what works best for us because that's the only thing we can explain. So when you do stuff for other people, I say, Roy, man, I tried this whole dating with a purpose thing. It just ain't working because I don't know how to do it. The concept is foreign to me. So for me to try to do something I don't understand the concept, I'm setting myself up for failure. If Roy is not a serial dater like I was, he's setting himself up for failure because now he's pushing himself, and always pushing yourself ain't good. You still need to know where you are and what you want to do. So if that ain't what worked for you, that ain't what worked for you. Some people love, and I would never knock them, they love dating one person at a time, getting to know that one person. I ain't gonna never knock them for that. It doesn't work for me. I tried it. It didn't work. But some people it worked wonders for. Rick said he dated this one for 3 months and got married. He said he wouldn't do it for everybody. They wanted the lucky ones, but it worked for him. What worked for Roy worked for Roy. And this is why you need multiple tools on your tool belt so that you can at least know of different ways to do things. And then you can ditch the ones that don't work for you. It's kind of, again, like grocery shopping. You go to the cookie aisle, you see 40 different types of cookies. You don't buy all 40. You pick the one or two that you like and you keep moving. Every now and then you may try something different. So do you buy 3 packs or you just replace one of the packs with what you usually get? How you do this, how you do it. And that's the whole process where we gotta stop thinking there's only one way to do something. You know, when I teach at that academy, I tell everybody, there's lots of ways to win. There are lots of ways to get here. There are lots of ways to get there. You just need to know different options so that if you hit a roadblock, if you hit a hurdle, you don't have a single point of failure because you put everything into one. And I saw somebody say, oh, people who have a plan B, they already accepted failure. And I don't say many things are stupid. Yes, I do. That's stupid. Nobody literally plans to fail, but everybody should have a plan for if something goes wrong. Everybody should have a plan. That's probably one of the few things I'm gonna stick with that should be universal, because you can't say that nothing will ever go wrong. Staying broke and then getting a flat tire is sheer stupidity. Tires go flat. They don't give you a warning. They don't give you a warning. So when your tire go flat, oh damn, I ain't planning. See, that's something that went wrong, but you didn't plan for it, like it was never gonna happen. And if it don't happen, you all to the good because you still got that one set to the side, you can do something big. See, having a plan B or a secondary plan just means you're prepared for things to go wrong. See, let me keep it on a personal level. I'm gonna go on a date. My date lives around the corner. I know how to get to her house, but what happens if there's a wreck on the main street? Do I know a back road to get to her house? Am I just gonna cancel the date? I said, I need to know a different way to get to her house. There are very few places that have only one way to get to them. Unless that place you're going to is the place where the accident is, then you probably SOL. But you got to have these plans. And it don't mean that you're accepting defeat or accepting failure. It just means you're well prepared. See, there was a time when I was doing this show with one of my favorite producers, and something happened at the building. And guess what we did? On the fly, we just went to another building, tapped into their Wi-Fi and did the show from a hotel. See, that was a backup plan. He wasn't sitting there thinking, oh, you know what? When I go to this building today, ain't nothing gonna work. He wasn't sitting there thinking that, because that's stupid. But you wanna have a backup plan. Yeah, a woman in the wings ain't another plan. Or we ain't gonna be sexist. Having somebody on standby ain't a backup plan. You gotta remember that. Even when I dated the multiplicity, I let everybody know. Just because to me, that's only the fair thing to do. But you can't sit back and get mad at a woman and run to another woman, or get mad at a man and run to another man. With that being said, because I have heard many men and women both say that they plan to have a good date with somebody, they got dressed up, smelled good, whatever, and the person they went out with was just a horrible person. And they did go to a backup plan with somebody just to finish enjoying the night, because they put so much effort into it that the other person either talked themselves out of it or just was a simple asshole that they never saw. But yeah, we go through life with backup plans. You know, failure to have a backup plan is just, to me, it's just failing the plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know, I'm old enough to remember when they used to sell those ladders at Home Depot and wherever for fire drills. I very rarely do I see them now. But, you know, we do a little plan for fire drills. You know, schools have them all the time. Most people don't plan for fire drills in their house. Why is that? We see houses catch on fire at least once a month. Why don't people have a plan for fire drills? Why don't people have a plan to escape a fire? Is it that we think it ain't gonna happen to us? Is it complacency? Is it simple arrogance? Which one is it? And you know, and this ain't even to attack people. It's just a people thing. Because lots of people don't do it. I mean, in my house, we got 4 fire extinguishers. But granted, I didn't get them fire extinguishers until I had a house catch on fire. I don't know how many of y'all got fire extinguishers, but anybody who got a kitchen, anybody who got electrical equipment should consider having a home fire extinguisher. You shouldn't have to wait for the fire department just in case something starts. But how many of us do that? Because sometimes we don't learn a lesson until something bad happens to us, and then we can personally identify with it. You know, I ain't sitting around trying to get you to plan for every emergency. You know, you can't plan for if a missile hits your house, but there are reasonable things you can plan for. There are reasonable things you can have a plan for. You can have a plan. Trina came down here. We had a plan in place in case the relationship didn't work. We had a plan for that, because as much as I knew I wanted to be with her, I had to accept the reality that it might not work. So if it doesn't work, this is what we will do. Because you remember now, and it was my responsibility as a man, because I was bringing her from another state. Now, if I'm being fair and true to what my teachings are, Trina had some responsibility too, to be prepared in case the relationship didn't work. Because she should, just in case I wasn't a man of my word, just in case I turned into that dude and you know, when she went to the store, somebody packed all her stuff and threw it all out and changed the locks. Because I could have been that dude. She couldn't know. Until we had a first argument where we could have broke up. I didn't pack her shit. Let's be honest. It wasn't because I didn't want to, but it was because I was better than that. I didn't. I remember that we had a plan. The plan initially didn't involve me being upset about anything. But clearly, I was just a little bit perturbed. But, you know, took a nap. I was good. Back to being friendly. We got to stop destroying the village out of selfishness. We got to stop destroying the village out of, what's another good word? It ain't just because we don't want to see our brothers rise up above us. I hear Roy getting the deal. Oh, let's reverse this. Since I'm a talk show host. Let's just say for shits and giggles, CBS call and say, hey, we want to put Random Thoughts on CBS. In reality, Roy should be one of my biggest cheerleaders, and we work together because Roy helped DVP be what DVP is. Now, Roy want me to stay with my JBN, but the CBS gonna offer me money that Roy can't. Roy could be salty and pissed and hate me forever, or Roy could push me further and let me tell people who are aspiring to get with my JBN, and then we still both win. Because I could talk about where my exposure came from, like athletes talk about their high schools or whatever. See, now we both win. As opposed to Roy saying, man, I can't believe you're gonna leave me, go make 6 figures a year. That would be stupid. That would be stupid. Roy get big enough to get bought by a major network. oh, we like my JB and we want to get this. We want you to be part of this. But we don't want random thoughts. So, Roy, my boy, Roy, man, I know you ain't gonna let them dump me, but they're gonna want to pay Roy 6 figures to sponsor my JBN and have my JBN have its own programming on their network. Roy would be stupid to sit back and say, no, that's my boy. Let me pass up these 6 figures. That's in my mind.
I'm passing up the 6 figures if they ain't trying to invest. I ain't selling to nobody.
Oh, no. They're going to invest. They like all your programs except Random Thoughts. They're going to let you do everything. They just don't want the random thought for whatever reason.
So we give you another show and give it a new name.
Right. But and you play around. But Roy should not pass up 6 figures for a friendship because we cool like that. That's illogical because there's still ways to pull each other up. Even if, let's just say they don't want DVP, period. Then Roy should say, hey man, you want to come learn to work this soundboard? Because now you just got to be a part of the team, but you can't be in front of the camera. And now I got to decide what I want to do with my pride. And that's just life. That's just life. Because why should, one of the craziest things I heard somebody say is, I can't believe you leave me for money. Well, we can sit here and talk a great game about how we do this for love and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, what did Roy just say? He want investment. What is investment? Investment is cash flow because Roy got bills. Georgia Power don't go for handshakes. Roy can't go to Georgia Power and say, yo, man, I got like 600 likes the other day. Georgia Power gonna still tell him at 4 o'clock, if we don't get $75, we cut them lights off. Them 600 likes don't mean shit. They can make him feel warm and fuzzy, but when them lights off, he gonna be warm and fuzzy in the dark. What's up, Greg Hall? Don't think I ain't got you. You avoid me and ignoring me, brother. But I ain't gonna talk trash about you right now, because I ain't gonna be petty in 2022 like I've been all my life, unless I'm petty in 22 like I've been all my life. Consistency is the key. But and that's one of the things that we gotta stop holding our friends and relatives and co-workers responsible for moving on up and leaving us behind. Did we not work hard enough? Was it just not our time? Things happen for a reason. You don't have to know the reason. You don't have to. Roy couldn't sit back and know that when I left, whenever it was I left, that I was gonna come back. But I still never talked bad about my JB. As far as I know, he never said anything bad about me. What would have been the purpose? What would have been the purpose? Roy has had other people do shows. What would have been the purpose? Oh, I ain't gonna let nobody else do the show. They might be like DVP and Lee. That would be asinine working against himself. What you do is you learn from each experience, which is what you're supposed to do, and you figure out how to make it better. When I came back, Roy had a much better product when I came back than when I left. And I don't know where it was, but even I never saw the change. I just knew I liked doing business with him. And then I started seeing all the things that were going on. Like, yeah, this right here is what's up. But he didn't have to come back and give me a pitch. He didn't even know when I left the other place. I just called him and, we talked, made a plan. And bam. As DMX said, they don't know who we be. They don't know who we be. Anyway. I ain't gonna sing for y'all right now. I gave y'all my 4 bars at the beginning of the show. And that's what we are. So when we dealing with relationships, be it business, personal, whatever, stick with that village. Let's lift each other up and understand we may not all rise at the same time. Some may take gigantic leaps and bounds. Some may not. Everybody, unfortunately, ain't meant to be at the top. No matter how much we would want them to be, everybody ain't meant to be at the top. Are you gonna hate them for being good at what they do? Are you gonna hate them for being better than you? Oh, ain't nobody better than me. It's a cute sentiment. And it can be a good driving force. You know, the Tom Brady theory. Oh, they thought so-and-so was better than me, let them prove wrong. And do that, prove them wrong. But don't sit there and be salty because they got chosen. Learn from it. Where'd you make your mistake? What'd you do wrong here? What'd you do wrong there? And just get better. You know, Rick and T, married 30 years. Roy been married, I forgot how long he was married. But Roy had a successfully long marriage. I ain't never had one. I'm jealous of Roy too, even though Roy divorced now, I still got a secret jealous for how long he held the marriage together. I ain't been able to do that. I ain't been able to do that. Damn. I want to have a 10-year marriage. I want to have a 20-year marriage, but I got to get the 10 first. I want to have a 30-year marriage, but I still got to get the 10 first. Some of our goals are so unrealistic because we don't want to get here before we get here. We always want to jump here. And when the leaves don't come there, we keep seeing ourselves as failures, and that's part of our downfall because we keep wanting to jump too high, too fast. You can't get to a 30-year marriage without getting to 25, without getting to 20, without getting to 15, without getting to 3. You can't have a 20-year marriage without getting married. Little things. And what's the phrase? It's always the little things that count. It's the little things that undo us. Most of our failures have come from little things because we start looking at a big picture too soon and we missed out on baby steps. But we should have just took our time and made sure that we was ready for that. Oh, I'm a great dude. I'm gonna find this woman. We're gonna get married to have a white picket fence, 3.5 kids, and stay married for 40 years. Well, you ain't got past 2 years yet. How you planning all this? You know, get. Hey, bro, get past that argument. Get past that first argument. Get past that second argument. Get past that time when you knew you should have left her ass. Get past that time when you screwed up. Get past those little things first. And then, as you're building a foundation, plan to get better. Because I don't know too many people who got married with the intent of being divorced. But it's happened to quite a few. But very few people have ever said, you know what, I'm gonna marry this little pretty chick, then I'm gonna dump her ass in 7.5 years. Bro, you know anybody who ever said anything crazy like that? Rick, Antoinette, y'all know anybody who ever planned out how long their marriage wasn't gonna last and just had a 5-year plan, an 8-year plan for a wedding and divorce all at the same time? Most people don't think like that. They want to get married for the long haul. They put up with shit, they fight through shit. But if you ain't fighting together, it ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So, time is 7:30. Antoinette, gonna work on this phone. Probably won't be next week here because I'm still planning my schedule. But once I get my schedule down, Roy got the plan for the phone. We're gonna knock that out. But we're gonna get you to be a guest. Because you always like to fight with me. I like spunk. What's up, Daryl? I like people who got something to say and can articulate why they feel like they feel. And I'm gonna introduce y'all to one of my favorite poets because he made some really, really deep pieces that explain a lot about life, if you ask me. So, Roy, if you're still there, you got anything you want to tell them about my JBN and what's coming up in the future? I know you got a couple of events coming up soon. You wanna give them the scoop on that before we get ready to call it a day, sir?
Not really. We got an event we're going to be doing in Orlando. It's more of a setup event for some other things that we got going. But like I said, we're working on a new studio space. One of the things that we will be getting ready to jump into with DVP is having live shows here in Atlanta. so people will be able to come out and support. We're getting ready to start doing some more stuff through the app. So if you haven't gotten the app yet, go download the MyJBN app. All you have to do is search MyJBN on Apple and the Google App Store. You can get it. And if within the next couple of months, we're going to start contests and all that kind of thing, man. We're going to really get back into it. After looking at some stuff too, I think we're going to go hard at getting our music radio stations back up and running full-fledged with live DJs. Well, excuse me, live on-air personalities, because on-air personalities are different than DJs and radio. And we won't be this corporate thing where you hear the same 30, 40 songs in a loop all day long. So be on the lookout. We about to blow some things up.
So I can be a DJ too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, snap now. I really like that. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about them shifts now. I may like that one. I may like that. So, like, if I'm a DJ, y'all don't pay this no attention. This is me and Roy talking. Can I play like spoken word on my block?
That's going to be one of the things that is going to be different. The on-air personality gets to pick and play their music. We're not. That's what corporate radio is now. Is that they dictate what songs are actually played. So, yep, you can play whatever you want to. If you wanted to be a spoken word show, you know, mixed in or at least featuring different spoken word artists, do what you do, homie.
Oh, sookie now. Let me get my homework done. See, I'm more inspired to do a little bit more. And it's all about getting better, doing different things. You got to open up. You got to expand your horizons. All right, Mark said he wanted to DJ. Mark, hit Roy up. Where you want to hit you up? Roy on your page or my JBN?
Yeah, just I guess I'm not tagging you on the thing. You just go to my page. Hit me with a if you want to do a
Mark. Hit up Roy M. Evans.
And it's EAVINS, and it'll pull us up.
EAVINS.
It'll pull me up, right? Yeah.
All right, or just inbox me and I'll link y'all together. He's gonna be one to play the short,
why don't you? I'm about to
play
say,
that short bus in the house song.
Aren't you in the he's a friend of yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, you just do a joint message. That'll probably be the easiest way for it to work.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so y'all know this. It's 12th. It's 7:27. I'm gonna do what I do. Go hang out with the wife for a minute. Go get some eggs. Get some more things ready to get together. But until next week, y'all know what it is. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And we out.